Good morning, everybody. SoCalSabre here on this windy Saturday morning in the high desert, December 12th. And this is going to be Shenanigans video number 3. Before we get started, I want to send special thanks out to Charlotte Roddy and Holly Lucero, which did some research and provided me with a ton of pictures to be looked at uh, for various years in Shenanigans. And I have gone through a lot of them, in fact, most of them, and I've been able to get enough material together for 1 or 2 videos. Uh, More will come, but I've had a hold up in getting my daughter over here due to COVID, and I was on lockdown a couple times, or I'm on lockdown. I was on quarantine a couple times. I'm not sick, but I was around a couple people that were sick. And so until I get her over here for that, that'll delay like video number 5 and 6. And at the end of this video today, I'm going to be asking you guys for some help. So please help me out, help us out so I can make further videos. I'm going to be asking for some information regarding Shenanigans. So hang in there with us. Before I get started, please go down there, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so before. And if you want to know when I publish something new, just after you subscribe, hit the bell down there and then you'll get a notification. And push it out into your social media outlets. Okay, today we're going to be covering 1993. But in my last video, I talked about I had come across a article in a news article for the very first show that I would show this time, and let's get started with that one here. You can't see a lot very good on there. That was taken at the college, and of course there's a lot of youngsters on that stage and a lot of youth, and there was a great way to get us started in Shenanigans. And if anybody has any more information, the photos are, I can hardly find any photos about the first show. So if anybody has any photos or any information, please put it down in the remarks and send it to me in my emails or Facebook or so forth. So let's get started with 1993. Okay, the first one we're going to show you is the news article that went out for this. Oh, I cut it off at the top. It says Tribute to Hollywood. It was the show was called Do You Remember? And it was directed by Billy Joe and Gene Murray, which I'll show you Gene and tell you a little about him in a minute here. And in the video, or in the picture, is we had choreographers from different dance studios for this show and for other shows too coming up in the future. And in this one particular one, the choreographer was Kristen Stevenson, and the lead singer was Tiffany Berg, but you could see all of the other young Shenanigans in there. And they were practicing a routine for the trolley song, which Tiffany sang. This was a pretty cool show. And the show went off, and it was, as I talked about, Gene Murray. There was the director. Gene came along about this time in the Shenanigans. Gene's background, he was a trumpet player in the big bands during his heyday until he became ill and couldn't perform with them anymore. But he came to Shenanigans and he brought us a lot of knowledge about music, writing music, understanding reading music, and things like that. Gene was of great value to us. I don't know how BJ met all of these different people, but she managed to be getting people in there. I was trying to look at my notes to see what I got coming up here, but I guess we'll just be playing it by ear. Oh yeah, and Gene actually also wrote in the future wrote a few songs for Shenanigans, and he actually wrote one that became the Shenanigans theme song in the early days, and so he contributed a lot beside this show. Okay, then during the year, we came across a play called Play It Smart, Stay Safe from Drugs. Became commonly known to us as the Safety Kids show, and we put it together And this was the beginning of a long run of Shenanigans, taking this show into local schools and performing it during Red Ribbon Week at assemblies. Was received very well in the schools. Our children had to take off school for it, but because of its value, their parents pretty much never didn't prohibit them from participating in it. The oh yeah, I'm going to go back a minute here. Skipped a little bit. About this time around, do you remember? Another gentleman came to Shenanigans and became part of the board of directors, and his name was Morgan Cabot. Morgan had just recently written a show called The Magic Hat for children. And must have came to BJ and presented it to her for possible use with us, which we did adapt in later years. And he directed it once, and some other people directed it at other times. Morgan's background was, and I was really surprised at this, he was uh, a sound engineer and a producer for Steppenwolf. Yeah, the rock star. Yeah, and Morgan had his own studio up in Pinion Hills. I was up there a couple times, and he actually had gold albums on the walls that for songs that he either produced or he was the sound engineer for. So it's pretty cool getting to know a guy from that area. And now, the first thing that he did was he coordinated with us, and we put together a field trip to a recording studio in Los Angeles, to where he demonstrate to the children how recordings were done, the workings of the soundboards and everything. And it turned out to be a really special day. And in the end, towards the end, as you can see, they're all crowded in there. You can't see all of them. You see a small man, a tally down here in the front. You can't see all of them, but they all had individual headsets on. They all had lyrics if they needed them. And the group practiced and recorded the song "We Are the World." And somewhere in our recordings and Shenanigans, I don't know where it would be on there. And as you can see, a few of them there. See my daughter Michelle with her eyes closed, trying to concentrate. And then we got some other ones and some other things, and see them practicing their lyrics and that. And that was just a really special uh, trip. And I enjoyed a lot, and I started to get more involved, more in there, involved with sound because of that, and because of Morgan and his help with Shenanigans. Okay, then we came there. We would play a smart, stay safe from drugs, the safety kids. There's a news article that went out in 1993 for the safety kids, and you can recognize some of them people up there. Yeah, this was a great show. 5 or 6 young children rehearsed and put it on every year. And they would do anywhere from 4 to 8 different schools. And in each school, they would do multiple assemblies in during Red Ribbon Week. It really turned out to be a very nice event. This is just the first of things that we took into the school system. And that there's the first, and it was directed by Tiffany Berg. And Tiffany was there with Kristen Roddy as they were getting their pictures taken for the safety kids. I think it was for the safety kids. And anyway, but Tiffany was the director. But shortly after 1993, as you can see, Tiffany acted and sang and directed and helped us out in many different aspects. And it was after 93, I think it was early 1994, when Tiffany had to say goodbye to us, as she was in the Young Americans, and it was her time to start going on tour with them. And she was one of, I'd say, quite a few Shenanigans that went on to be in the Young Americans and perform with them. So anyway, that was the Safety Kids show. Okay, then next we got started into something where we were invited by the local March of Dimes to sing at the opening of their annual March of Dimes walkathon, in which we took on. And we did this for quite a few years. It was a one-day event every year. And after about the first or second year, we got asked to practice and sing the March of Dimes theme song at every opening event, which we did. You can see some of the cast there. I don't know, remember what year this was. We started this March of Dimes thing around 93, 94. It was in that era. Uh, and there's another picture of a cast, and you can see. I don't know who the gentleman is in front, but he's holding the young toddler that was the March of Dimes infant for that particular year. It's pretty special things that we did back then, and continue to do throughout the history of Shenanigans, as far as you know taking the children into the community for these type of events. Okay, this is going to be a short one. But I got some things that I need some help with, and I'm going to ask you some things about this. That please, send me some text or put it in the remarks section, and I get back with you. First of all, we did a show around this time, 93, 94, called Hiroshima Taro. But I haven't been able to find anybody yet that can tell me what the date was of that show. I know Kristen Barber. No, and if I call you by your first names when you're married now, you'll have to forgive me because that's how I knew you for many years. Kristen Barber was in it, and Will Blagg was in it, and I think Daniel Cooley was in it. But I have some pictures of it, but I don't know what year it was done in. So if you can, jog my memory, it'd be appreciated. The next item I want some help with is Babes in Toyland. We did Babes in Toyland a couple times. And I get confused of which one was which. I think that the first one was directed by Sherry or Janet McClellan, and the second one by BJ. But it could be vice versa. So anybody can tell me the years and who directed those, that would be great. Can I help? We also did Groovy twice, and I don't remember the first time when we did it. The second one I got a better handle on. Of course, I was involved in that second one, so I think I got a handle on that. But the first one, I don't remember who directed it, and and that. Okay. Also, the Earth Show. That was another thing that we took into the schools. Another production we took into the schools that dealt with recycling and the efficiency of the resources. And this one was actually written by Scott Hunter in conjunction and the performers that were in the very first show. But I don't know when the very first show was. And so if anybody can help me out with that, so I can find some pictures for it and give you some more information, I really, really appreciate it. Okay, that's it for the help for now. For now, if I don't see you before then, I hope to see you before then. I want to wish us all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until that time, be kind to each other out there. Take care of yourself. And in these days of COVID, please stay safe.
Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, July 8th.
Good morning, everybody.